So last night, I got sucked into that documentary called You Are What You Eat, the Twin Experiment. If you haven't seen it, the premise is that they take a bunch of twins and then they feed one twin an omnivore diet for 8 weeks and then the other one a vegan diet. And at the end of the 8 weeks, they're trying to measure like which diet helps with like sexual arousal, a healthier gut microbiome, putting on muscle, losing fat. If you like the Blue Zone documentary, I think you'll like this one too. What I thought was so interesting is they were saying that around the time of World War I, there were so many people who weren't qualifying because they were underweight, and so they needed to figure out a way for people to intake more calories. And so this is when, in America, the rise of the hot dog and the whole beginning of processed food started to get popular. Also touched on the fact that that was around the time when industrial farming rose, and so now food was a little bit cheaper, even though it was more processed, and more people were now consuming more animal products. So basically, they were just trying to say that that big point in time was kind of what laid out the foundation and a big reason for why our diets are the way they are now. Anyway, so as the experiment goes on, you see the person that's on the vegan diet talking about how it's really hard to eat more plants in their meals. Now, this is my opinion, but my thought is that I think a lot of people who have ate meat their whole life and then they go to becoming a vegetarian or a vegan, I think it's hard because they don't know how to cook that way. I also think that most restaurants to this day, their chefs also do not always know how to cook that way. And I say the majority, not all. And so I get it. I mean, eating salads that you don't enjoy or a ton of pasta and bread just to feel full, I get it. That's not sustainable. You're not going to feel great. Founder of Miyoko's was also on the show, and she was kind of touching on the same thing. By the way, shout out to my favorite butter. I am born and raised vegetarian, never tried chicken, fish, seafood, any of it, so that's why I say this. I obviously have a lot of recipes that my own family has made over the years that we love, but I get it. So if I were someone who ate meat my whole life and then tried to make the switch and just thought it had to be like boring, sad salads and a bunch of carbs, you don't know what you don't know. I go on about this all day long. I have a lot of thoughts going on up here today.